Hi everyone, it's Kelly and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be sharing how I'm creating a simple butterfly card using things that I have already on my desk and in my stash. And I'm going to be using the Honeybee Stamps Fluttering By Stamps and Dies Distress Oxides from Ranger in Kitsch Flamingo and Worn Lipstick. And I'm going to be using the scrapbook.com domed blending tool, which I just love. I love how it blends and how it works with the inks on paper. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using a watercolor background panel that was previously done in a class, scratch paper, and vellum. First thing I'm going to be working on is creating the two butterflies. So I'm going to set everything to the side and just focus on using these two. And I am using a heavyweight watercolor paper for this. And the reason why is that's what this was. So I'm trying to just match up the same type of paper that was used. And also I love the way this works with the blending. It just gives you such a beautiful and smooth look to your item that you're using, in this case the butterflies. And then once these are stamped, I'm going to be repeating it on a sheet of vellum. Whenever I'm stamping stamped images, the very first thing that I use is my MISTI. Just makes it so much easier, and it's a great tool to have in the craft room. So I'm just going to stamp these out and then do the same thing on the vellum and then die cut them out. For this part, I'm going to be doing the blending, and I'm going to use the waffle flower mat, which is great for quick blending. I'm going to start with this guy. I think it's going to be a little impossible to stay inside the lines, and that's okay. The first color up, I'm going to go from light to dark. So I'm going to use the Kitsch Flamingo first and just give this a little bit of a rub. This is such a pretty color pink, and I'm normally not a fan of pink at all, but it's definitely one that's eye-catching, and it really gives a great pop of color to your projects. So since I have this one on the dome already, I'm going to keep going with the same color and give this one a little blend. This is such a small space. It's a little harder. And these butterflies are also really nice to color with markers. And I haven't tried watercoloring yet. Okay, before I wipe this off, I'm going to change the domed lids. I'm telling you, I am such a fan of these new domed lids. And as long as they are on right on straight. They give you a really good coverage of the ink. And for this one, I'm just going to lightly go around the outsides. And there is a possibility that I will have to go with the pinks again, the Kitsch Flamingo pink, but I'm going to see if I can just hit the edges like so. And this little ombre of the pink on pink just gives it a little more depth. But I am going to be covering these up. So again, it doesn't need to be perfect. As I like to say, it just needs to be finished. And this first butterfly. And on top of this is going to be a layer of vellum, which I think is such a pretty, pretty look. And as expected, the little white outline has disappeared, but that is okay because I'm going to be layering the inks. You know what? I think I want to try. Let me get. Oh, by the way, the chamois is from the 99-cent store. And I know that there are a lot of companies that have these. Gina K has one. I have the Lawn Fawn one, which I love, not knocking it. But I bought a huge in the auto car section, a chamois. This thing must have been 18 by 20 inches, the size of the Tonic Tim Holtz glass mat here. The thing was huge, and I just sectioned it off and gave myself about 8 different chamois. I've used them all over the house. You know, I have 1 or 2 in the kitchen, 1 in the bathroom, in the kids' bathroom, and I keep a couple, you know, in a little container, and you just keep the lid on it and keep it clean. And I absolutely love those. So just a little tip, you can find these amazing chamois, which, you know, as crafters, we know we use them constantly in the 99-cent store or in Dollar Tree. So I'm going to switch back to the Kitsch Flamingo and give this a little more color in the center, like so. And then assemble. Okay, that looks pretty good. This is actually the first time I'm using this mat for me. As soon as it arrived in the mail, I gave it to my little 2-year-old granddaughter to play her slime, and it was amazing. It did not spill, and the little beads and things that she puts inside the slime from the kit stayed on the mat, so another good use for that. So I'm hoping. Oh, wow. Just like they say, it does wipe right off. So very impressive. I see I have some purple from her slime, and that is okay. She can do whatever she wants. Because I'm working with vellum, which can be a little bit tricky, I'm going to go ahead and use a glue pen. And this is the one from Altenew. And before you use this glue pen, which is really, really nice, I love it. It is exactly as the name says. It has a very small, fine point. You do have to give it a good shake. I'm not sure if that just activates it or if it just gets it moving, but give it a good shake. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set these on the top. I'm gonna try and find some spots that it might not show through, but working with vellum, as we know, is very tricky. I'm afraid to squeeze it too much because this will come out as you're asking it to do when you squeeze it. So a couple little dots. Let's see how that does. Okay, I just want to lay these literally, and I do apologize for my nails. Oh my goodness, we were moving things recently from one room to another and into a car, and every single one of my nails ended up busting in one way, shape, or another. So I gave up and whacked them all off. Okay, let's see. I really want to get this square. Okay, and I love the subtle color as the brightness blends through to the clear vellum. And we're going to do one more. Okay, so I had a little a little bit of a catastrophic failure, and let me show you what happened. I did not realize that when I made the vellum butterflies and cut them out, the ink transposed to the inside of my cutting plates. So I ended up with a beautiful impression on the vellum and an equally beautiful impression on the inside of my plates, which caused this when I die cut this to the smaller frame. I mean, it looks great. I even tried to fix it with the Distress Oxide and just made an absolutely bigger mess. So yeah, this one is finished. But lucky for me, I have an endless supply of watercolor backgrounds. So I'm going to have to switch to one of the other ones that are sort of in the same color family and just keep rolling with it. So ended up being okay. Move some of this out of the way that we're not using and find a match. I think I like the color offset of this one with the yellows and the orange. I think this one might be too pink on pink. Yeah, this one is a no. And again, I'm gonna have to cut these down to smaller. Well, maybe not. Or yes, maybe so. This is what got me in trouble in the first place. These panels are too big. After class, I ended up cutting them in just, you know, various different shapes and different dies. This one was with a larger stitch and this one was with, you know, the smaller stitch, thinking whenever I need them they'll already be ready and I can always trim them down, which is probably what I'll have to do today unless I use the pink one, which I'm not. Okay, so I've decided on this color and I've decided it also needs to be smaller. Okay, so let's make it smaller. Oh, that's great. Yep, that'll work. You can always trim around if this is a little too big. And see if I'm going to be using it this way. No, definitely this way. Okay. Before I fasten this down, I was trying to decide which of the sentiments that might work. There are a couple of dies that match just a few of these. I think I thought when I picked it up that they all had a matching die, the sentiments, but they don't. There's only, I believe it's this one, and the fluttering by. So the rest you either have to fussy cut or, you know, just stamp them out. Yeah, let's go with this one. You give me butterflies, since it is a butterfly card. Okay, wants to stay behind. And plan out where this will go. Okay, these little guys, I think, and then this here. Let's see if there's a matching die for You Give Me Butterflies. I honestly can't remember. Oh. I think it's this one actually. Ta-da! Okay, perfect. Then there you go. That's the one. Okay, so we're ready to assemble. I did die cut the matching sentiment that says "You give me butterflies." I'm going to add that somewhere down here, leaving room for the butterflies. Okay, so I'll put that around here, which is great that I have these grid lines from the background. This is from Erin Lee Creatives. And the butterflies, yeah, I'm gonna definitely pop those up too. Let's give this a quick little piece of foam. The sky, same thing. And I'm going to put the smaller one at the top and the little bit larger one here. Okay. I am having a little bit of the glue. As it dried, it started to show a little bit, but that is okay. You can always embellish that if it bothers you, or if it looks like you might want to fix it. You can always put some enamel dots or maybe some little rhinestones. For me, I'm okay with it. I like that the ends of the vellum are flexible so that you can bend them up just a little bit, give it a little more feel of some movement. And that is it. I think I'm going to leave this one alone. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. It has a lot going on already with the watercolor background and the 2 steps to the butterflies. And rest in peace to this one. And the little sentiment. I think this is going to be very sweet, just like it is. And that's my card. So thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would really help me out. And if you subscribe to my channel, click the little bell and it will let you know when I have a new video up on my channel. And I wish you guys a really great evening, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.